Recap in minutes. Today we will be going through an action and war movie of 2022, named Narvik. There will be spoilers ahead in this video, so chill out and enjoy. The movie begins showing a boat of Norwegian troops, sailing towards the town of Narvik on 8th of April 1940. When they reach the port, their captain announces that all leaves for the troops have been cancelled by the higher authority. One of the soldiers, a corporal named Gunnar Toft, comes to the captain and requests him to grant him leave for his son's birthday. He refuses, saying that he must go to the base. But the major, who was standing near them, allows him to go home for a short leave and orders him to be back by midnight. He leaves after thanking the major. The next moment he reaches a hotel where his wife, Ingrid Toft, works as a waitress. At that time, there was a Norwegian government representative, Mayor Ordfører Theodore, speaking to the English and Germans delegations. He was asking them to respect the neutrality of Norway in the war. He was saying that we all know the importance of this small town. This town has enough iron ore that all the nations can fulfill their needs. He raises his concerns that several German and English ships have been sunk after leaving the port with iron ore. He warns that this affects all of us. This can lead Norway to stop its mission of mining iron ore in the town. He asks the delegations to speak to their respective governments to make an agreement for the guaranteed safe passage of the iron ore ships. Now Corporal Gunnar calls his wife inside the kitchen and tells her that they are stationed in this town. At the back of the hotel, he meets with his dad and son. He wishes his son a very happy birthday and gives a gift of a locomotive engine to him. At night, they get together for dinner, and his father tells him his views about the ongoing war. He tells him that Norway should not trust Germans. He thanks the English for being there to help the Norwegian army, takes the kid and leaves. After some time, when Gunnar comes outside of his home to go to the base, he sees some explosions at the port. He runs to the port where there was a standoff between his army and the Germans. He comes there and asks his friend about his gun. He says he left that at the camp. Now he takes his gun and takes the position. Meantime, their colonel surrenders to the Germans and orders his men to pull back. When the captain assures him that they are ready to fight, he replies that he cannot have the entire town blown. After that, they started to walk back. In the next scene, Ingrid comes to his hotel in the morning. When she enters from the back door, an Englishman begs her to let him enter with her. She allows him. Now she sees some German soldiers pulling the guests out of the hotel rooms and sending them down. The German representative Consul Fritz orders his troops to behave respectfully to Lady Ingrid, because she is a German translator. He asks her to give him the keys to room number 503. When the manager Polly does not give him, a German soldier points his pistol at her. While the consul asks the soldier to stop threatening the people, they are there to protect Norway from Britain. He also said the Norwegian army had also surrendered to them. Seeing this, Ingrid gives him the keys. While members of the English delegation hide in the kitchen. After some time, when she was working in the kitchen along with her friend Björg, and members of the English delegation and Consul George, they heard a knock on the kitchen door. There were 2 German soldiers who came to search the kitchen. Ingrid somehow manages to take them out of the kitchen, and comes back to ask the members to go out of the kitchen immediately. Consul George requests her to let them stay at her house, and she says she doesn't want to get involved as she has a kid in the house. He says to her that if she would close the doors on them, they may die out there. She sends them to the hunting cabin in the mountain, and asks her friend to guide them there. After that, she comes home where her father was preparing the luggage to move from the town. She asks about her husband Gunnar. Her father says that he has left and his company is marching along the tracks. When she says that I heard they have surrendered, and he tells her that Gunnar and his company did not surrender. After some time, he boards Ingrid and her son on a train. Meanwhile, Major sends a messenger to call Gunnar to meet him. When he goes to him, he asks him where the explosives are hidden under the Nordal Bridge. He calls his father to know the exact position of the dynamite. He tells him the location and also informs him that his son and wife are also coming to the bridge on the train. He gets worried, but the major hangs up the call instantly. He orders him to bring his team, plant the dynamite and detonate it immediately. He asks him if they should let the train pass first, but he reasons with him that they cannot let that train pass. The Germans are here to get the iron ore, so they cannot risk the train having Germans troops on the train. When they go to the bridge, they see some civilians coming from the tunnel. The major and his company receive them and help them pass the bridge. The next moment, when they plant the explosives under the bridge, German troops find them and start shooting at them. Meanwhile, some Germans also succeed to pass the bridge. Somehow Gunnar and his team succeed in blasting the bridge. Germans catch Ingrid and her son and make Gunnar a prisoner of war. At night they take her and her son to their General Dietel and Consul Fritz. He assures her to talk to his general to release her husband. When she comes back home, Her friend Björg comes to her and asks her to deliver some things to the cabin. Ingrid was already worried about her husband, but she tells her that it was from room number 503. The next moment she goes to the cabin, where Consul George asks her to work for them for a while to drive the Germans out of the town. He asks her to know the positions of German artillery. He requests her to find out the German plans to attack the incoming force from their Consul Fritz, and how they are going to defend the city. The next morning, when she goes to the room of Fritz in the hotel to serve tea, she happens to look at the maps in the drawers. At the same time, she hears some explosions outside. The English started the attack on the German ships in the harbor. They all start running in the streets. At night Ingrid comes to the hotel again, and helps the manager to give medical aid to the German soldiers. She met Consul Fritz there and asked him to talk to his general about her husband. He tells her that it is not the right time to ask this to him and leaves. She tells Polly that she is going to get more blankets for the soldiers and leaves. She goes to Fritz's room and steals the maps which she saw earlier that day. The next moment she goes to the cabin and gives those maps to Consul George. He thanks him and lets her leave. When she gets home, Germans start bombing the buildings of the town. Her father also dies in the explosions. She runs to find her son and relieves when she finds him. The scene shifts to Gunnar and his friends somewhere in the Norwegian mountains. They pull the German carts on the hills to reach their trenches. Soon the Norwegian and French soldiers attack the trenches. Gunnar kills his captives and other German soldiers with the help of French troops. His major praises him, and tells him that he will see his kid when he goes back to Narvik. While in Narvik, Consul Fritz was warning Mayor Theodore to tell them where the Englishmen were. Ingrid was interpreting between them. The Germans held him when he said he did not know anything. After that Ingrid goes to the tunnel to see his wounded kid. When his health deteriorates, she takes him to the hotel in the midst of the battle. She requests Consul Fritz to help her and save her kid's life. He refuses, telling her that all the doctors are busy treating the wounded German soldiers. Now she surprises him by saying that if he calls a doctor for her child, she will tell him about the Englishman. When he assures her of the medical treatment, she tells her the location of the Englishmen. After capturing them, the German doctor treats his wound and saves him. In the next scene, Corporal Gunnar, his company and major along with the French soldiers were sailing towards Narvik. They saw a rail cannon that was firing at them. The major orders them to take the cannon out from the hill and capture it. They all start climbing the hill afterwards. After a fierce fight, they retreat. The major halts them and warns them to kill them if they move back. He encourages them to fight and knock the Germans out of the tunnel. Gunnar tells his friend Hansen that he knows another way to climb the hill. He takes them with him and attacks the Germans from behind. He kills the machine gunners and enters the tunnel. They face heavy shelling there. After that encounter, they succeed in destroying the cannon eventually. They come outside and inform the major that they have taken out the cannon. The major orders them to move forward. They capture the hill and move to Narvik town. In the next scene, Consul Fritz meets Ingrid and asks her to come with her to Berlin. She refuses him to go, but he informs her that she is alone now. When she asks why he said so, he tells her that her husband has died on a mission. She gets worried and upset and leaves. She asks her manager Polly if she knows about Gunnar's death. She also gets shocked to know that and gives her some money to leave the town. She tells Ingrid that the people have started to suspect her for being so helpful to the Germans. She takes the son and leaves to go home. On the other hand, Gunnar, his company and French soldiers enter the town victoriously. Everyone was rejoicing at this moment. Gunnar goes to his house where his wife Ingrid and kid were collecting their luggage to move from there. His wife gets surprised when she sees him alive. He meets them and asks them to come out to enjoy the moment. She said she cannot come out to enjoy it, because they think she is a traitor. When he asks her why they say so, she tells him that she gave some information on Englishmen to save his child. He gets angry and says he would not be standing there if it were not for them. She tells him that the English have almost killed his son, their shelling killed his father. While they were arguing on these matters, some German planes came and started bombing them. The movie ends when Gunnar comes out of his ruined home to save a wounded man. But he could not. He sees Ingrid moving out in the street to catch the boat to leave the town. When her briefcase was dropped by someone, Gunnar comes there to help her. They all get on board to leave the town. Thanks for watching. Subscribe recap in minutes for more videos like this. And to help the channel grow.